Dear students, after ratio, now we will move to our topic proportion. For this, we take one example. Suppose we went to market to buy bananas. Shopkeeper told us that cost of 2 bananas is rupees 5, and I want to purchase 6 bananas. Then cost of 6 bananas will be rupees 50. Now I find the ratio in these cases. As you know, in ratio we are taking the same quantities of same kind of same units. So I take the ratio of same kind. First of all, I take the ratio of bananas, then I will take the ratio of rupees. So if I take the ratio of bananas, that will be 2:6. Now I take the ratio of cost, the money spent. For 2 rupees I take 5, and for 2 bananas I take 5, and for 6 bananas I take 15. Now if I take the standard form, as you know, in ratio we take the standard form. The standard form is 2/6, we get 1/3. That means its ratio is 1:3. And in cost, again we get 1:3. So we get the same ratios, equal ratios. So if we get equal ratios for different quantities, then we said that they are in proportion. They are in proportion. We take one more example here. In your book, see, Neha and Tanya, they purchased pens. Same kind pens are there, and for pens there is some cost. So 6 pens, rupees 8 each. Neha purchased 6 pens. Cost rupees 8 each. Then the cost of 6 pens will be 48, because if one pen costs rupees 8, then the cost of 6 pens will be 6 into 8, 48. And Tanya, she purchased 10 pens and rupees 8. Cost of 1 pen is 8. Then cost of 10 pens will be 10 is 80 rupees. Now here we get cost of 6 pens, that is 48 rupees, and cost of 10 pens, that will be 80 rupees. Now we find the ratio of number of pens and the cost of pens. So if we find the number of pens, 6 or 10 pens are there, then ratio will be 6 and 10. We will not write the units in ratio. Then for the cost, we will write 48 and 80. If we find the lowest term, we get 3:5 in both the cases. They are the same. So 6:10 is equal to 48:80. These both ratios are equal. So such an equality of ratios is called the proportion. So statement of equality of ratio, when equality of ratios, here 6:10 and 48:80 equal, both are equal. So when we are having equality of ratio, then this is called the proportion. So here we need proportion. Here we need 4 numbers for the proportion. For the equality of proportion, we need 4 numbers. Now we say that these two these two ratios are in proportion. So how to write this? We write this as ratio and this is also as ratio, and in between we put two column sign. That is the sign for proportion. This sign is for proportion. When two columns are there, then this is the sign for proportion. So this said 2:6 proportion to 5:15. So how will we read this? We read 2:6 as 5:15. So this proportion means as, and these four are the terms of the proportion. 2, 6, 5 and 15. These are the terms of the proportion. Terms. This is the first term, this is second term, this is third term, and this is fourth term. So we need four terms in proportion. Now we are taking in journal A is to B as C is to D. These are the proportion, and in first term and fourth term means the outer terms. These terms are called the extremes of proportion, and the inner terms, second and third, B, C, these are means of proportion. So first and fourth terms are extremes of proportion, second and third are means of proportion. And what is the relation between these two? The relation between these two is the product of extremes. Product of extreme is equal to product of means. Extreme means first term and fourth term. If we multiply this, these are equal to means. Means is second term and third term. So first and fourth terms and second and third terms, these are same. If we find the product of these two, extremes and means, they are same, equal. So if four numbers, the quantities are in proportion, then the product of extremes is equal to the product of means. Point to remember is that these four quantities are in proportion. When these are in proportions, then only product of extremes and means are equal. And from this property that product of means and product of means are equal, we can find that four proportions, four terms are in proportion or not. We can find, if we have to find that these four numbers are in proportion or not, we will find through this that we find the product of means and we find the product of extremes. If they are equal, then we can say that these are in proportion. Now we take examples. Are 15, 20, 30, 40 in proportion? We are taking four numbers and we have to find out that these are in proportion or not. Remember, we have to take the numbers in this order only. We will take 15, 20, 30 and 40. This is the first term, this is second, third and fourth. Second and third are means, first and fourth are extremes. So first of all, we will find the product of extremes, because here extremes are first and fourth. So extremes means 15 and 40. Multiply it, we get 15 for the 60, 10, 600. Now we will find the product of means. Means are second and third term. Then we have 20 and 30 as second and third term. We get 2 3 the 6 and 2 0, 600. Now see, product of extremes and product of means are same. So we can say that 15, 20, 30 and 40 are in proportion. So this is the one way to find out whether these are in proportion, these numbers are in proportion or not. Find the product of extremes. Extreme means first and fourth term, and then find the product of means, that means second and third term. If their product are same, then they are in proportion. And one more method, take first two terms. We are having four terms. Take first two terms and find the ratio of these two terms. Find the ratio. We get 15 by 20. 5 3s are 5 4s are. We get 3:4. Here we get 30 by 40. 1 0 cancel. So again we get 3:4. Both the ratios are equal, so they are in proportion. When two ratios are equal, then they are in proportion. So we can say that these two quantities are in proportion. These two ratios are in proportion. So four numbers are in proportion. So these are two methods to find whether given numbers are in proportion or not. Here we find the product of extremes and means. If their product is same, then they are in proportion. Second method is find the lowest term, standard form of the ratios, first two and last two. If they are equal, then they are in proportion. Now next example, fill in the box so that 20, 18, 40 and one more number we have to find are in proportion. What number will be there that they are in proportion? So what you have to do, so here you have to find this number. Now you have to find whether these are in proportion or not. You have first term, but you have not the fourth term. Means are there, means second and third term are there. So find the product of means. Product of means, that will be, means are 18 and 40. We will get 720 as product. Now we know that product of means and product of extremes are equal in proportion. When we are having the numbers in proportion, the number of product of means and product of extremes are in proportion. That means these two are equal. So here we have to find the number of this term. We get 720 here. So you have to find this number. This number you can take any variable also. 720 upon 20, 36. So here you get the number 36. If you take the number 36 here, you get these four numbers in proportion. So we say that 20, 18, 40 and the last number is 36. They are in proportion. So what you have to do, multiply the given numbers and divided by the next. If means are given, then multiply means and divided by the next number, one number of extreme. If extremes are given, then multiply the extremes and divided by one number of the means, then you will get the required number. So if 3 out of 4 terms of a proportion are given, 4 terms are there in to find the proportion. If 3 are given, then we can find the 4th term by dividing the product of extremes or means. If product of extremes are given, then find the product of extremes. If product of means are given, as in this question means are given, so we have taken product of means. If product of extremes are given, then we will take product of extremes and by the remaining terms and divided by the remaining. Whatever is left here, one number of extreme is left, so we divide it by extreme, so we can find the required number. Now here we are having this question, this example, that 20, 10, 10 or 5 are in proportion or not. So we have taken these numbers, first, second, third and fourth. First of all, take the extremes, then we will find the product of extremes, that is 20 multiplied by 5, we get 100. Then find the product of means, we get 10 multiplied 10, that is also 100. So product of extremes and product of means are equal. So we can say that 20, 10 and 10, 5 are in proportion. These 4 terms are in proportion. Now note that means are same. Means are same. If means are same, then we can write the mean one time. If we write this, that means this means are continued, 10 and 10 continued. So we say that they are in continued proportion, and we write the means one time only. We write the means one time only. When means are continued, means repeated, then we will write the means one time and we say that they are in continued proportion. They are in continued proportion. So in this, the second and the third term are repeated. Second and third term, they are repeated as 10. We say that 20 and 10 and 5, they are in continued proportion. The number 10 is written only once. We will write this number only once. Now take one example for continued proportion. 16, 8 and 4 in continued proportion or not. So we have to find 16, 8 and 4, and they are in continued proportion or not. For continued proportion, we are having the means repeated. So we can write it as 6, 8, 8 and 4. Now find the product of extremes and product of means. Product of extremes are 16 and 4. Then 16 4 the 64. Now we will find the product of means. Product of means are 8 and 8. We get 64 again. Now their product is same. So we can say that 16, 8 and 4 are in continued proportion because means is repeated. So we will write it as 1 time. So 16, 8 and 4 are in continued proportion. Now worksheet 2 of chapter 4. Question number 1 is, are the following numbers in proportion? So we will write the numbers first and then find the product of extreme, then product of means, here extremes are 9 and 24, so find the product of 9 into 24 and we will get 216. Now find the product of means, that are 12 and 18 and we get 12, 96 and 216 again. Now we are having same product of extremes and means, so we can say that 9, 12, 18 and 24 are in proportion. These terms are in proportion. So I think you can find the first question, do it yourself, part B, C, D, E, F. Now we will move to our question number 2. Fill in the following boxes so that 4 numbers are in proportion. He is telling that 4 numbers are in proportion and you have to fill the boxes. So first is 32 and then find the number 6 and 12. Now here means are not given, extremes are given. Extremes, both extremes are given, to find the product of extremes. We will find 32 into 12. It is 384. Now find the missing number. Find the missing number. We have missing number in means. So what we do? Divide product of extremes by the one mean. Whatever the term is given in mean and divide it, we will get 64. So here we can say that 32, then 64, 6 and 12 are in proportion. So we can find the missing number like this. Next, 21, 27, 14 and one missing number. So in this question, means are there, both means are given, so we will find the product of means. Product of means are 27 into 14. Now find the missing number. To find the missing number, what you have to do? Divide product of means by the one of the extreme, because means are given, so divided by one of the extreme. Now solve this. 3 7s are 7 9s are 7 1s are 7 2s are. So we get 9 2s are 18. So we have the number 21, 27, 14 and 18. They are in proportion. So the missing number is 18 here. So if we fill it by 18, so we will get the numbers are in proportion. Now you are able to do question number 2. Okay, we are going to do C part also. 15, then the missing number 27, 36. So here again extremes are given, so we will find the product of extremes. we get 15 into 36. No need to multiply, we can solve it. Now find the missing number, because the numbers, we have to find the numbers in proportion. So divide the product of extremes by the one given means. So we can find 9 4s are 9 3s are 3 1s are 3 5s are. So 5, we left 5 4s are 20. So missing number is 20. So we can write 15, then 20, 27 and 36. They are in proportion. So now next, 33, 132 and the missing, and 16. So here means is missing, extremes are given. So find the product of extremes. That is 33 multiply 16. Now find the missing number. Divide product of extreme by the one number. Here we will divide 11 3s are 11 12s are 3 1s are 3 4s are 4 1s are 4 4s are. So we get 4 as answer. So our missing number is 4. 33, 132, 4 and 16. Now we can say that these numbers are in proportion. So this completes your question number 2 also. Now in question number 3, are the following in continued proportion? You have to find the continued proportion. So in continued proportion, we are having the means repeated. So whatever is the second term, that will be repeated as third term. So we will write the second term as third term. Now we are having this number. Now find the product of extremes. That is 27 into 42. Multiply it. We get the product 1134. Now find the product of means. Means are 36 and 36. So 36 multiply 36. Solve it. So here you find that product of extreme and product of means are not equal. So we can say that no, 27, 36 and 42 are not in continued proportion. We take one more example. 3, 9 and 27. So we will write they are in continued proportion or not. So repeat the second term, then find the product of extremes. That is 3 multiplied by 27, that is 81. Now find the product of means. Remember, in continued proportion, means are same, they are repeated. Then 9 into 9, that is also 81. So we get the equal quantities, so we can say that yes, 3, 9 and 27 are in continued proportion. In continued proportion, we write 3 terms only. While solving it, we can use the fourth term, means the third term. But if we have to write an answer, we can write the 3 terms only when they are in continued proportion. Otherwise, we have to write the 4 terms, because in proportion we need 4 terms. Here, these 2 are repeated, so we will write 3 terms only. Now you can solve for C and D part of question number 3. Do it C and D part. Now in question number 4, fill in the boxes so that 3 numbers are in continued proportion. Again, you have to take the continued proportion and you have to find the missing number for that. So here, whenever you are solving, first of all, write it 4 times. Now means are given, so you can find the product of means here, that is 18 multiply 18. No need to find the product. Now find the missing number of extreme. Missing number in extreme is given, so divide the product of means by the one extreme. So 6 3s are 18 and 18 3s are 54. So answer will be 6, 18 and 54. They are in continued proportion. And B part, 25, 20 and the missing number. So first of all, write it as 20, 20, 20 and the missing number. So we have means here, so find the product of means, that is 20 multiplied by 20. Now find the missing number of extreme. If we have product of means, then we have to find the product, the missing number in extreme. Find it, divide the product of means by one of the missing number. 5 5s are 5 4s are 5 1s are 5 4s and 4 4s are 16. So we get 25, 20 and 16. They are in continued proportion. They are in continued proportion. So I guess you can find C and D part of question number 4. You solve it. Now in question number 5, determine if the following ratios are in proportion. So 48 kilogram to 6 kilogram. See here, units are same, and 25 gram to 200 gram. In this ratio, units are same. So we will find, like, first of all, we will write it as ratio. In ratio, we will not write the units. So first of all, we will write in fractions, solve it. We get 8:1. And in next, we have 25 by 200, 1 by 8. So we get 1:8. First of all, we will write the numerator, then the denominator. So these ratios are not equal, as you see. So we can say that no, these are not, they are not in proportion. They are not in proportion. These quantities given, these ratios given are not in proportion. Now here we are not finding it as extremes and means, we are finding it with equality of ratios. Next, 8 meter to 21 meter. Again, units are same in this, and rupees 24 is to rupees 63. That 8 meter is cost of 8 meter is 24 and cost of 21 meter is 63. Are they in proportion or not? We have to find that these ratios are equal or not. So first of all we will write 8 is to 21 and 24 is to 63. Find the standard form. 8 by 21 and 24 by 63. Here 8 by 21 is not divisible by any, so we will write it as 8 and as is to 21. Here we will divide it by 3. 3 8s are 3 21s are. We get the same equal ratios, so we can say that yes, they are in proportion. If the ratios are equal, then the quantities are in proportion. Ratios are in proportion. Similarly, you can find for C and D part. To find C and D part also. Now we will move to question number 6. Equality of two ratios is called. If we are having two equal ratios, then the ratios are in proportion. Then equality of two ratios are called proportion. A proportion has dash terms. Four terms are there in a proportion. The first and fourth terms of a proportion are called extreme terms. The dash and dash terms of a proportion are called means. So the second and third term are called the means. For four numbers to be in proportion, when four numbers are in proportion, the product of dash should be equal to product of dash. The product of means should be equal to product of extremes. This completes your worksheet 2 of unit chapter 4.